Welcome everyone to my channel called Harbi Kafir, brought to you by the Dar El Harb Center for Islamic Studies and me, your host, Harbi Kafir. So however you found this channel, it's my most fervent hope you'll return to learn more about the ideology that attempts to pass itself off as the religion of peace, Islam, and how it affects us folks known in Islam as Kafirs. Well, howdy, my fellow Kafirs. I know it has been a year since my last video here for the Dar El Harb Center for Islamic Studies, but I have been uninspired. People have gotten so stupid. I don't think anything I can say here would change how stupid folks are. As y'all can tell, I am old. And I can remember an America where people just were not as stupid as people seem to want to be today. I can remember over 20 years ago, this country was attacked by those invoking the ideology of Islam. And now, useful idiots imported from Islamic countries and those indoctrinated by global elitists in ivory towers are free to run wild in major urban centers spouting anti-Jewish bile and death to America within the projected lifetimes of many of those people whose lives were cut short on the 11th of September 2001. It is really hard to believe. This is not the America I was ever prepared for in childhood to deal with in my adulthood. But while I still can, I'll speak the truth about the so-called religion of peace, as much as this social media platform will allow dissemination of that information, even if it hurts the feelings of many Islamists. So, while I am still able, allow me to impart to you this truth. If Muhammad, peace be upon him, really existed, as the Sirah and Hadith, the doctrines of Islam tell us, the man that the Quran in Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 21, refers to as an excellent example for him who looks to Allah, was a slave trader, a murderer, a professional thief, a gangster, an owner of sex slaves, a pedophile, and probably a necrophiliac. If you don't know what that last one is, bing it. Oh, and the final prophet of a quarter of the world's population. This prophet, if you choose to see him that way, called for the killing of anyone who is not a believer in his message, and the submission of those who do believe. The word Islam even means submission, and I do not care to submit to a 1400-year-old backward-ass ideology that condones slavery and pedophilia. But the many people in this country that have submitted to this backward-ass ideology feel I should change my behaviors to suit their religious prohibitions. To that, I say, you can kiss my ass, And while you're down there, you can lick the sweat off my balls. I like bacon, and if someone is prohibited from consuming it, tough. That's their problem. But don't come to my country and try to turn it into the shithole you just left. You can worship however you think will get your ass into heaven. Just don't break any of the laws of this country doing it. And above all, don't come here trying to curtail my rights because they upset your religious sensibilities. Just leave. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution tells our government that as a citizen of this country, I have the right to speak freely, even to say the stupidest thing I can think of. And that government cannot prevent me from expressing that right. But those who submit to Islam feel that there should be a law that would prevent me from speaking the truth, no matter how stupid it sounds, about the person they revere as their God's final prophet. Because I might mock their caravan robbing, Jew killing, child fucking, wife beating, slave trading, slave fucking, holy messenger. But my message here is for my fellow Kafirs, and that is, don't lose your freedoms just to be nice to someone. They will end up taking away even more until your country and all your freedoms have been taken away for someone else's convenience, and you have become a second-class person in your own home. Don't think it could happen? Ask a Coptic Egyptian, or a Zoroastrian Persian, or a Christian Armenian. They probably didn't think it could happen either. Diversity has its drawbacks, my fellow Kafirs, as we are now finding out with the wide open borders and the many people that are coming across. The way they are coming shows no respect for the country being invaded or the laws of that country. And as the enclaves of those who submit to Allah grow, the consequences for the United States of America will soon be evident for all to see. As I have pointed out in previous episodes, accommodations made for their backward-ass ideology are perceived as our weaknesses by those who are making the ridiculous religious demands. Remember, there are also religious prohibitions in other cultures, but they don't demand that other people adhere to their code to make life easier on them by removing temptations. So, my fellow Kafirs and Americans, please do not give away your free speech rights or any other rights in the name of diversity to accommodate the ideology of a possibly fictional slave trading, caravan robbing, Jew killing, wife beating, slave fucking, child fucking 7th century prophet. But like with my previous videos, I am just a warner. I am here to warn anyone who will listen of what will come with submission to Islam and the implementation of Sharia. And we really don't want that here, do we, my fellow Kafirs? So, until I am once again inspired, please leave your comments below, and remember, no Islam, my fellow Kafirs, so there is no submission.
Allah